What's going on, college football fans? Welcome to the First and Long College Football Show. I am Marcus. Today, we're going to be live reacting to the SEC Championship game here in 2023. It was played in Atlanta on Saturday at 4 o'clock. We already know that the Alabama Crimson Tide won the game. What I want to do today is just kind of go through some of these extended highlights that I've got here, brought to us by Wheels. Thank you, Wheels. I love those highlights that Wheels puts out on his YouTube channel. If you don't mind going over and subscribing to that. But if you're going to watch the highlight, come watch it with us here at First and Long, and we're just going to kind of go through, just some of the plays that made this game and made and broke the Bama Crimson Tide and the Georgia Bulldogs. It was a really good game. Alabama ended up winning 27-24. Let's just go ahead and jump right into it, and let's see what happened. I mean, this was a game that a lot of people expected Georgia to win, and they weren't able to get it done. Let's see what happened. SEC Championship on CBS. Last time we're going to see that, at least for a long time. I don't know what happened on this kickoff, man. This was ridiculous. Gives Alabama good field position. Ended up not amounting to anything, but not a good start to the game there. But Jalen Walker, man, he's really coming on. That's number 11 there. That's going to be a really good defender that Georgia's kind of grooming right now. Here's a guy that doesn't need any grooming, Brock Bowers. He just needs a healthy ankle, and looks like he's going to get time to get that right. Dominic Lovett, Missouri transfer. Man, he's had a good year. Really has came on in this offense. First and 10, roll out. Nice throw, McConkey. McConkey had moments where he didn't look all that healthy, and that was unfortunate in this game, but what you going to do? Everybody's got hurt players. Kendall Milton sure did look electric. This is the best year that we've ever seen out of Kendall Milton for the Georgia Bulldogs, no doubt about it. He has certainly come on. As I said, there's Mr. Wheels there. Go sub and help him out. He puts out some good highlight videos, way better than ESPN or CBS or anything. He does a lot better job cutting them things up. Nice run there. The offensive line for Georgia looked really good to start this game for sure. Overthrow there. Nice tackle for loss there. Yeah, Malachi Moore. This Alabama defense, man, they were they were moving around the football field. That was a bad throw right there. Malachi Moore again. This one's almost blocked. They get it off though. But this is where Alabama flipped the field early in the game. Made a big difference here. And field position in a low scoring game that like this one ended up being is a really big deal. I thought this was the best game that Alabama's offensive line played all year. I don't know if anybody else felt that way. Georgia had a few sacks, but I mean, Alabama in general Milroe has been sacked a lot this year, over 40 times. And honestly, though, I thought the offensive line has done a much better job in run protection for Alabama here of late. This was almost a nice play. Little too far out. But Isaiah Bond ended up having him a good day. Here comes Reichert to set the record for all-time points in the FBS. He had missed a few in a row, and so I think there was a little concern there, but he ended up having him a good game, and as you see, setting the record there. Another tackle for loss for this Alabama defense. Dallas Turner. Caleb Downs was in on that. Nice first down run there. Alabama did a good job exploiting, I think, what Georgia's kind of weakness was, and that's the outside run, the stretch play, off tackle. Georgia's kind of they're not as fast from sideline to sideline, I think, as what we've seen from some of these last couple of Georgia defenses. Which I mean, good God, Georgia's defense over the last couple of years has been incredible. This Georgia's definitely just a little bit of maybe a half step back than what they've been. Face mask there, as you can see on Prentice. Can't do that. That's going to cost them. 4th and 1, convert. I thought Alabama, for the most part, did pretty good on 3rd and 4th down. Wheel route to jam. The wheel route, and that kind of converts over to what I was just saying. Sideline to sideline, Georgia's, in a wheel, a linebacker is supposed to pick up that running back coming out of the backfield. And as you're going to see, I think they're going to do a replay on this. Yep. So they're going to look, this middle linebacker that gets lost in translation here. Almost like a rub right there. I mean, I don't know if the offense drew it up like that for the tight end to kind of rub on the middle linebacker like that. The tight end threw his hands up like he was, like the linebacker was in his way. So I'm not sure, but worked out really well for Alabama there. Nice conversion there. Good throw there. Rosemy Jack Saint. He's had a good year. Dejon, he had an okay game. 3rd and 7. Nice run. Get down. That's what you got to do. Carson Beck doesn't possess that ability. He's not a speedster or anything. This right here, I felt like Georgia maybe should have tried to run up the middle a little bit more against this Alabama defense. I'm interested to see if Michigan will do that, as this film is obviously now out for everybody to see. Alabama's so fast to the edges. I don't know. I mean, you might be better off trying to hit them up the middle. This really changed the game right here. As you're going to see, this field goal was missed out after the false start, and really, you can see it's 4th and 23. Before that, there was a couple plays of negative yards. So really, just a self-destruction on Georgia's part there, and cost them 3 points. And as we all know, ended up losing by 3. And I'm not sure if it had changed the outcome completely, but it definitely affected the game. Tough play there for Malachi Starks. I don't know what you're going to do. Underthrown ball, and the receiver just stops on his route, and you're full speed. You got to turn around and try to make a play on the ball earlier than that. But I mean, look at Burton. He's got late hands. A real good receiver is not going to throw their hands out there until the ball is almost there, because I mean, Starks is trying to read his eyes right there, and Burton did a good job of not letting him be able to do that. Sacked by Georgia here. Warren Brinson. Nice tackle there. It's hard to tackle this guy, man. This quarterback is a very, very talented runner. And he's young. I think he's got Jalen Hurts' ability as far as with his legs. And I think they're going to have to groom him a little bit. That was a weird throw, but it was effective. Isaiah Bond. I'm not sure that this was actually a catch. Looked like he kind of trapped that. Not going to lie. But there's calls in every game, folks. I mean, that's just how it goes sometimes. And it leads to a touchdown. And that's makes a big difference in this football game. Jermaine Burton, the ex-Georgia player, I think that makes him happy. And he played a pretty good game. He played a decent game. Everett got picked on a lot. You're going to see him as this corner down here at the bottom against Burton on this play. A couple plays before that, he gets tested, and that's a young guy, man. And look, let me tell you something. If you got a young guy playing corner in the SEC, they're going to get tested. And once somebody sees a soft spot in this league, they're gonna try their best to exploit it. But 17-7, Alabama halftime. Georgia gets the ball to start the second half. Nice run here by Edwards, getting the edge. really hard to do against this Alabama defense. They do a nice job getting sideline to sideline. They're 52 yards wide all the time. Nice tackle for loss. Alabama did a much better job getting into the backfield of Georgia versus Georgia getting into Alabama's backfield. I felt like not a very good throw there. Felt good for Arian Smith right here catching this ball. Arian's had a really tough year. Georgia was going to need a big play guy in this game, and they didn't go to Arian a lot, but this is a guy that pretty much had the yips this year to start the year. I think he had 6 or 7 drops, and you can see Georgia State Patrol back there pretty happy about that one. That was pretty cool. Good for them. Very exciting game. Kudos to Alabama, man. This defense played good, man. They didn't give anything away. Georgia had to earn every bit they got, and you know, I'm of the belief that if you hold somebody under 30, then you need to win the game. And I thought Georgia's defense did good in that regard, and Georgia's offense kind of struggled. And give the credit to Alabama defense; they did what they had to do. 3 points there for Georgia. Again, score a touchdown there, and the outcome's a little different, I believe. This game was close. That's how it goes. It's a play here, play there. In this case, here's a play right here that really cost Georgia. As Sorey really grabs him on the outside of the shoulder pads there. I'm not sure how that constitutes a horse collar, but I guess you know, it's up to the ref there, and they decided to call it. They actually get Jalen Milroe down right here. He thinks he wasn't down, but he actually was. I don't think he felt the ground, but it touched the side of his leg and his butt right here as he gets slung to the ground. Nice sack there. Nice throw. Even better catch, though. That ball was thrown a little bit behind, and Dylan Bell, man, has really taken it to another level. As you're going to be able to see right here, man, this was pretty much the play that this was the straw that broke the camel's back for Georgia right here. They just kind of handed Alabama the ball here in the red zone, and really bad handoff. And there's Tresman Marshall, another Georgia transfer that transferred to Alabama after last year. Really bad handoff. The ball doesn't need to be airborne while it's being handed off to a player who's on an end around. It's pretty pitiful, and really bad timing. Almost a touchdown here. It's really remarkable. Georgia held them to 3 here, honestly, but it proved to have been the difference in this game anyway. So you got Georgia missing a field goal. We've seen some pretty questionable calls. Georgia turns the ball over, gives up 3. Kicks a field goal instead of scoring a touchdown when they're in the red zone. So Georgia had their chances in this game, man, and Alabama just came to play. So this is Georgia lost this football game, folks. You know, fair and square. Alabama won, Georgia lost, and kudos to Alabama and best of luck against Michigan. I appreciate you guys watching with me, and ladies. If you like watching these replays and talking about these games, we're going to do this from time to time, especially with the big games. We don't get to make any money off this. All the money goes to CBS, and we're more than happy to do that because we just like talking football. So we hope that you'll consider subscribing. Mekhi Muse, I thought this was interesting, got pulled here, and Evans is a freshman who is the backup returner. Muse was having some issues. It seems like there's a pass interference there on Terry and Arnold. Arnold played a good game, though. He's a good player. But, yeah, we hope you'll subscribe. And we do college football shows every week, guys. We don't just do this. We do, commentary and breakdowns on games and all that stuff and have a good time doing it. And we do live shows. Everybody comes and comments, and we have a good time. We got fans that tune in from sea to shining sea. Here's Carson Beck running the ball in here. He's got useful legs. I mean, he's not gonna run a 4.5 or something, but, you know, he's resourceful and he's big. You know, if he does get hit, he's gonna I think he's gonna be alright. We've seen him actually lay a lick on somebody this year who intercepted a ball, and put a hurting on the dude, actually. Carson Beck's a big old boy. Played baseball, pretty athletic guy too. Speaking of athletic, I mean, what in the hell is that? That was clutch if I've ever seen clutch. I mean, what you about to do about that, man? Another like mini wheel route, another just kind of a screenplay. Isaiah Bond, man, ended up having him. Look at that, and he did the James Bond thing. That's pretty cool. Um, Isaiah Bond had him one hell of a game, man. He sure did. And him being down short right here actually benefited Alabama a lot because this actually helped them nuke another minute off of the clock. And Georgia has that other minute. I don't. Who knows what happens? I mean, really. Now Georgia, we're going to see on this last, little bit of football that's played here, Georgia couldn't get a stop. So who's to say Alabama wouldn't have just got another first down? I don't know. But we'll never know. Gets in on the second effort there. Banky Williams. I don't think they let him wear the Binky anymore. Nice run there by Edwards. He's a tough runner. I don't think he's the most talented guy in the world, but he is a good running back. And there's a face mask. That was pretty crucial there. Georgia puts together a nice little drive right here. Pretty impressive. But, I mean, why? I just don't understand what happened during this game. Georgia's offense just sputtered, man. And it seemed like Georgia only had a few possessions in this game, really. I mean, the clock just seemed like it ran so fast. This game seemed really, really short. Boy, this Alabama and Michigan game is going to be one that's going to be really short. They're going to run the hell out of the ball in that football game. It's going to be really interesting to see. Kendall Milton touchdown, and there's 2:52 left, and that extra minute that we talked about really hurt Georgia, and not to mention it took them a few plays to get it in on the goal line right here. This was on fourth down, so really wasted a minute and a half, 2 minutes, not being able to score quickly enough, and Alabama, being down on the 2-yard line. I mean, you almost wish you just would have scored there. But Milroe here is going to come close it out, and really athletic runner this guy is. I'm really impressed with Milroe and his development this year. And you really got to tip your hat to Tommy Rees. I mean, Tommy Rees and Nick Saban. I think this is probably Nick Saban's best coaching job of his career this year. And Tommy Rees has, I think, grown and is somebody who, I think if he comes back to Alabama next year, which he should, I think he's going to be somebody who's coveted if he can do this again. I feel like this wasn't nearly Alabama's best game or best, best team that they've had even. So I definitely feel as though Alabama is doing more with less this year, and it's a very impressive win that they got over the number 1 ranked Georgia Bulldogs. Georgia was obviously favored in that game, as everybody knows, and Alabama just does another good job, man. And they got the GOAT at head coach, and best of luck to the Alabama Crimson Tide in the playoffs. They deserve it. And thank you all for watching. We hope you'll tune in again to the First and Long College Football Show, and we hope you'll consider subscribing to the channel. Thank you so much.